Hey guys, hi, Bryson here. Welcome to my show. And today, for the first time ever, we are going to revisit in Millennial Money where they actually go back and re-interview the person and see exactly how they're doing now, especially like after the whole pandemic and everything that's actually going on currently. And this person is named Jesus. A lot of people said, Tommy, this guy's gonna be pretty good. And I had some objections that I mentioned in my video, so I'm also gonna link the original video I made about him, link down below. But I want to find out exactly how he's doing right now. So let's get into this video right now. By the way, I post videos on this channel every single day, so make sure to also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And on top of that, also destroy the like button. By the way, last time we checked on him, he was basically like doing Amazon affiliates or like retail arbitrage. It was actually just working a normal job, and he had plans to actually go out there and buy a home. Let's see exactly if any of those plans actually came into fruition or they came to a stop.
Being unemployed and not really having the same amount of money coming in is difficult, and I have to do things in order for us to, have a place to sleep.
Wow. So right off the bat, it sounds like now he's unemployed, so he lost his job. And I mentioned this like in my video also, there's a lot of risk to the things you actually do. So you always want to make sure you are actually minimizing all of your expenses and saving as much money as possible. But, a lot of people became unemployed. So maybe I'm thinking he's probably like doing some Uber, also getting some unemployment, and also probably still doing some form of Amazon. Most likely like Amazon, like retail arbitrage, not really like that popping right now. Like what's actually popping right now is probably like Shopify and like creating like your own store. So I'm interested to see exactly how he made it like possible, like what he actually changed. This 25-year-old supervisor earned $110,000 before the entire pandemic.
My name is Jesus Campos. I am 25 years old and I live in Ridgewood, Queens.
And by the way, I think unemployment should be giving him like an extra like $400 every single week, plus like whatever like he used to get. But it's not the same as getting like $110,000 for sure.
The utility company I work for is a subcontractor for Con Edison. My company is currently on furlough. I am currently unemployed, but they said that we might go back to work maybe June. But it all depends as well as what the city is doing.
Jesus is claiming $1,104 a week on unemployment. So that's pretty good, right? Plus $400 from the federal government, so that's around like $1,400. So every single month he's getting around like 14 times 4. Well, every single month he's getting around, oh, my calculator just left. But $1,400 times 4, well, that's around $5,600. Times 12, which it won't last 12 years, right? But like the whole point is that's like maybe like not like as much as he was making, but the idea is it should be enough to actually get by a lot, right? Like it's a lot of money still.
We are also working on schoolwork for my child. My wife's mostly handling that, and it's such a
Yeah. All of the kids are basically working from online now, and they're all home with it. And I think they mostly all like got like iPads for free, like from their schools, like depending on like area code. But the idea is like everybody's just doing home from work. What do I think about it? I don't like the entire like working from home as a kid. Like it's very hard to learn. Jesus just moved from Brooklyn to Queens at the beginning of May and still works for Amazon on the side. So he still has his Amazon business actually like, like doing pretty well, I believe. But the idea is if he moved from Brooklyn to Queens, I thought he was actually going to buy a home. So he actually decided to actually rent another apartment. Let's see. His father-in-law, who lived with Jesus, tested positive for corona and has since recovered. Okay. I actually had an aunt test positive. She's fine now though. Jesus wanted to move out not only to protect his family but also to have more space. I think I understand that, okay? However, like my main thing is this: if he moved out to a place that's actually that much money, I'm not really that upset about it. But sometimes people actually rush into things, and that's actually very dangerous because now that his income is not the same, I hope that he's not spending the bulk of his money on rent.
I wasn't planning on doing this till I raised up enough money to save up for a house instead of an apartment. I'd rather own something than rent something, but right now we are currently month-to-month renters. Now I'm paying like minimum $1,500, but the best thing about it is that utilities are included.
Yeah, so $1,500 a month. And by the way, Jesus, if you're watching this video, it's not always a good idea to buy versus rent. It all depends on your area. So you always want to go, for example, to own a buy or rent calculator online. That way you know exactly what's better for you. But the idea is that, you know, whenever you're renting now $15 a month, you always want to make sure that's at least like 1/3 of your income. That way you're not spending the bulk of your money. But what I see here is that he still has some extra money. So although he basically, you know, is unemployed now, he's still getting some unemployment, which is actually pretty good, and he still has his business on the side. So it's still like really not that bad.
It's a type of program where you ship in merchandise to Amazon, and then from there they'll disperse it to the customers. My job is to buy things at a low cost and sell them as high as I can. And then from there, Amazon takes the product, puts it in their shelves.
Yes, it's called retail arbitrage, guys. The idea is you go to stores, you find products that are actually mismatched, you get them, you put them on Amazon, you sell them for a profit, and then boom, you just made some money. That's the idea.
I was so thankful that I started a business, because even though this pandemic had started and I did get furloughed, I was able to build my Amazon business on the side, and April was my biggest month so far. Hopefully 40,000 is my main goal for month of May.
Yeah, Amazon's doing pretty well right now because people are home, as people are still buying a ton of stuff. And the idea is, guys, you know, that's why you want to have like 2 streams of income usually when it comes to like your main income, but you always want to have at least a total of 7 as you keep building and building and building. That's the best thing ever, you know. But the idea is that he was getting ready, like unconsciously, for something like this without even knowing it. Okay, so I'm not surprised that he's actually not doing bad, to be honest with you, because he's still getting unemployment. He also has his business on the side. But now he has like rent. He wanted to buy something, but it all depends. So far what I'm seeing here is that somebody that was prepared is actually seeing that they were prepared and is still making a decent amount of money.
Because I see a bigger picture now, especially now that I'm not at work. I could do this full time. I reinvest all of my money from Amazon. The profit is there. It's just I'm not taking it out and putting it into my bank account.
So that's always like a very dangerous and always a leverage tactic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it can go against you, because the idea is that sometimes some products might become like they're high on demand, but sometimes they might not be high in demand. So you might get like, you know, you might lose a lot of your money. So my answer is always this, okay? The way I see businesses, that businesses work for you, not you for it. So usually I always want to take a percentage or pay for my business, and that way I have extra money on the side actually come from the business, and I'm just not sinking all the money into a business that I don't really know exactly what's going to happen. Because let's be honest, okay, if Amazon changes a few rules around and doesn't allow retail arbitrage anymore, then right off the bat you just lost all your money, right? So the idea is you always want to make sure you're taking money out the business also, because your business should give you money. You shouldn't just reinvest all the money into it, because you don't know exactly what's going to happen next, especially when we're just like working like on the side for Amazon in a sense, right? So you could like basically, like it happened to me, for example, in dropshipping also. So you want to be very careful. $60,000 in sales. I wonder what's his net profit. And in 2019, he made around $30,000. So obviously, it's actually increasing. But once everything goes back to normal, what's actually going to happen? He'll probably get his normal job back, and Amazon sales are going to return back to normal. So you want to make sure that currently right now, you're diversifying and actually trying to save a ton of money also. It's very important.
I lived in a family where we really didn't know too much about money, but we were really good at business. My car payment is around $406. I normally use my card during the weekend when I go out with the family.
So this budget was back in December, and I was very mad that he was spending so much money on his car payments and also, for example, his insurance. But I liked literally like everything else, but his phone bill was like very, very high. But this was back in 2019. So let's see if he made any adjustments. Yeah, so he basically reduced some spending. Let's see exactly how he reduced it.
Last month we did great. We did about maybe $400 in just groceries. I had to spend a couple of $1,000s to buy furniture, to move in.
So right off the bat here, guys, I can tell that he's spending a lot less money. So right off the bat, you can see $1,500 in housing. That's actually not that bad at all. And here's why. Because in reality, sometimes it might be actually more beneficial to actually rent a place than actually go ahead and buy a place, especially in New York. Insurance, $550. I'm still mad at that. I don't think he should actually be having like massive insurance like that on his car. Not necessary. Transportation, $466. he's spending like almost $1,000 on this car every single month, and he's barely using it. Okay, stop. Do not use this car anymore. Okay, just use the Metro North. Put on your mask, your gloves. I get it, but it's not necessary to have that car. It's way too expensive. Food for $100. He minimized it. I hope you're eating healthy, because minimizing food is also pretty cool, but you always want to make sure that you're actually eating organic, and make sure your family is also good. Phone bill $195. I still think that's very expensive. Entertainment $150. That's fine. Credit cards $109. Depends. Are you gonna charge interest or not? If you are, then you want to pay that off. It's impossible to actually make around 24% in the stock market. Like, how are you gonna do that? Wi-Fi $50. Very cheap, honestly. Subscriptions $23. Not that bad at all.
Took a toll on that, but if we can settle in and from there have a stable amount of money coming in and using that money to buy groceries and things, that will be fine. And because of the Amazon business, I was able to pay off anything that I needed with that money. I really haven't been backed up on any type of payments.
All right, so if you guys notice right there, he said that he also uses Amazon money to actually cover some of his payments. Before, he said he was investing all his money into his Amazon business. Now, you see, these two things just don't add up right here. I'm just being honest, right? So the idea is, when you have a second stream of income, the idea is you don't want to use a second stream of income for expenses. You want to use a second stream of income to basically make you and build you more money. Not by reinvesting the money, by putting it, for example, into the stock market, into another business, or basically just saving it on the side. You want to be very careful. I've seen a lot of people make that mistake. But overall, he should have enough money just from like the unemployment to actually cover everything, though. You know what I'm saying?
My bank account has kind of been the same. So what am I doing different? Oh, that's right. I'm not buying coffee every day. I'm not buying snacks here and there when I'm on the road. I came to realize, I'm like, you know what? Let's stop buying the food from outside. Let's stop buying coffee and things like that. Let's just get our own place. So that amounts to a lot of money at the end of the month. And
yeah, it's the little things that actually make a big difference most of the time, and people don't realize it. I'm glad he made that
now
change.
That we're here, we could definitely just budget a lot more efficient.
Wow, that's a big TV. That is a huge, massive TV. A huge, massive liability, if you ask me. I have a big TV also, man. It's like the worst thing you could probably buy. I bought mine's used. So I hope you bought yours used also, because buying a TV for full price is like buying like just spending your money, just like having it like throw away into the garbage, you know. Just be very careful with that.
Since I haven't been getting paid, I haven't been throwing any money to 401k at the time being. No. You still want to be investing, because let's be honest, okay? If he's making so much money from unemployment, like $4,000, he's still making money from the Amazon business, well, don't forget about retirement, man. You know, you always want to have that second plan. So I don't agree with that whatsoever. Because of Amazon, because I'm reselling products, I've opened up an account with BJ's. The card they have is an elite card, which gives you 5% every BJ's purchase. And
I used to do that all the time. I had an Amazon 5% rewards cards also. And the idea is, guys, since he's just reselling things, what he does is he goes in there with his credit card, right? And he spends all the money, for example, and gets back 5%. But then in reality, he just pays it back very quickly, doesn't pay any interest. Thus, when Amazon sells it, he also gets the money from Amazon also. So there's a profit from Amazon and also a profit from the credit card. And that way he gets to basically maximize his profit margin. Pretty smart idea.
He just gave me a $6,500 limit. I just spent $6,500 in literally 2 days. So because of a 5% cash back, I was able to get $300 in cash back money. And I was able to buy Instapot, a blender, a toaster, a coffee maker. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. However, you know, one thing about leverage is that leverage can become a very dangerous tool that can take down a lot of smart people. I'm just being honest here. The thing about using a credit card when it comes to, for example, Amazon and retail arbitrage is that you don't really know exactly what's going to happen, right? So sometimes, for example, you might be selling a product, that product might not sell. And if you don't have enough money to actually cover that expense to actually inquire in the credit card, you might be stuck paying that 24% every single year. So you want to be very, very careful with how you use leverage. It's a double-edged sword, and any now and then you actually might get hurt. So be very careful. Jesus Family's Bakery is open during quarantine. That's awesome. That is awesome. You know, a lot of restaurants and bakeries closed down for like a temporary while, but they were back open. Like the entire idea is like, okay, just stay outside. I'll give you the food. Or for example, I use delivery, Uber Eats and stuff like that. I'm very happy about this. Oh, she actually bakes out the apartment and then uses delivery to actually deliver it out. That's some hustle, man. That's some hustle.
DJs, if my mom thinks things from Walmart, Costco, whatever, I'll take the risk of going. She has diabetes, she has asthma. So for her to make money inside her own home and for me to deliver these things out for my brothers, it's a real good opportunity for her at the time being.
Yeah, it's called helping out your mom, man. Respect that. Respect it a lot. Good job.
The time frame before the virus to get into the store was between 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the nighttime. Now the hours are from 3 p.m. down to 7. And people...
Yeah. So basically, cutting hours, basically people are not getting as much money as they used to. You gotta be, man, that's why you always need some side income, you know? And the bad thing is that not everybody's always gonna have side income, but that's why it's so important that everybody, like, for example, files taxes and also, for example, has a tax ID number. That way you can make sure you can get unemployment also. Very important stuff, okay? You always want to talk to a lawyer. You always want to talk to somebody that knows more about this than I do. But the idea is you always want to make sure. And I say this because a lot of employees in New York, a lot of them usually don't have documentation. And I'm not like judging that whatsoever. I get the entire idea. But you always want to make sure you're filing taxes with a tax ID number. And that way you can always be guaranteed something back in case anything does happen, okay? So always talk to a lawyer. Talk to someone that knows more about this than I do. That way you're good to go. But I've seen a lot of people that were hurt, you know, people that say like, hey, I like working in big for cash and basically I get cash paid, but now they're screwed. You know, you got to be very careful.
The things I've always wanted in life was to own a home, have a great family. And that's still my goal till today, you know, and have a business to give my children so they can inherit it, and whether or not they want it, they can sell it. And it's so...
All right, guys, that's about it here, okay? Let me tell you what I think about this overall, because this video is getting way too long. Overall, I think Jesus is going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. But I want him to actually rethink the entire idea about owning a home and just having like this like fixed dream, because usually whenever you have a fixed dream, you get kind of like tunnel vision. So you always want to stay open to what you actually want, what you actually need, and what you actually should do. You always want to run the numbers with everything. And overall, the idea, for example, I want to build something and give it to my kids. I get that condiment a lot, okay? I understand this so much, but the idea is what I would probably like ask you to do is basically help your kids build their own thing, or help your kids get the best education possible so they don't need to depend on your business, because you never really know what's going to happen in the future. On top of that, don't over leverage too much on the entire like Amazon business, because in reality, you never know what's going to happen, because again, Amazon might change policies, eBay changed policies. You never know what's going to happen, so you always want to be very, very careful. And overall, I think he's gonna be just fine. He makes enough money from unemployment. He also makes enough money from his business. I think he's gonna be fine, okay? But overall, guys, comment down below and let me know, what did you think about Jesus? You think he's fine? Not fine? I think he should sell that car immediately. I don't like that car expense. It's way too expensive, guy. You know, you can put that money into the S&P 500, and in 17 years, you could probably have anywhere between like $400,000 to $500,000 saved up, okay? So that's the problem here, okay? That's a lot of money, okay? As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video right here, well, like this video, and also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video, the original Jesus video, here it is right here. Click my channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.